Ready?
Ready.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, Bix Weir, RoadtoRoota.com. I have Paige Goodger, my daughter, on the line. She's going to be telling us about what the hell's going on with Instagram and how RoadtoRoota is going to be set up. Hello, Paige. Everybody's excited to see you again.
Excited to see all of you. How are you doing today?
I've been getting so many emails from the RoadtoRoota customers saying, bring Paige back. Paige has to come back to talk to us. So why don't you tell everybody what you're going to be doing for RoadtoRoota at the beginning, and then it'll develop over time, but starting out with the Instagram, tell everybody what's going on with that.
Yeah, so I am starting an Instagram page for RoadtoRoota, and the Instagram handle is @Bix Weir. And I am doing this Instagram to bring in a younger demographic and kind of ease the jargon that Bix uses in his RoadtoRoota videos, that it's hard to understand if you don't have 30 years of experience in the banking world and the crypto world. So I want to make all the content a little more easy to digest and hopefully bring in more people to the RoadtoRoota.
That's awesome. And yeah, when you first started telling me that I was speaking in language that only I understand, I had been hearing that from other people, and I was like, oh, I guess you're right. There's certain things that I say, but it's one of those things on the RoadtoRoota. If you've been doing it for 20 years and have been following this stuff, you know what a derivative is, and you know what a credit default swap is, and all that stuff. But if you're new to this craziness, like a lot of the younger generation is just kind of taking the red pill about the banking system and the insanity behind our government and all that, then I get it. Yeah, I think it's going to be great to spread the message. And well, what kind of things do you think will be going on Instagram?
So we are going to be talking about crypto, silver manipulation, conspiracy theories.
Yay!
Cover conspiracy truths.
That's right.
Conspiracy truths. And I'm going to be doing a segment called Word Wednesday. And every Wednesday, I'm going to be posting a new word, defining that word, kind of getting into like the nitty gritty of what that word means, so that then, the followers can use that definition when listening to your videos and have a better understanding of what you're talking about, and, like they can wrap their head around it a little bit easier.
Well, let's start that right now. Why don't you throw out a word, and I'll try to give you my best layman's definition of what it is. Any word you want. Go ahead.
Okay, let's start with derivatives. That's one of the words you use a ton, and I would love a definition.
It's an interesting word because people hear it, they don't know what it is. They know it's a problem with the banks. All a derivative is, this is my definition. You can look it up in the dictionary. There's a different definition. But all a derivative is a side bet on another asset. So if you're going to take a side bet, I bet you that RoadtoRoota will get 20 followers on Instagram, and someone else says, I bet you there's going to be 30, and they make a bet, they sign a contract. That contract is a derivative of that bet. When it comes to financial markets, like the gold and silver market, it's a futures contract. So I get with you on an exchange and say, hey, I want to buy 100 tons of silver in June of 2021. You say, hey, I'll take that bet. Here's our price. And you're basically making a side bet for a future thing to happen. And all those are derivatives. Anything that is based on a real asset, but is not really real. Like, those contracts are not really real things, but that's how the problem with derivatives came up. That's why the banks went crazy with those, because you didn't have to put them on your books. And if you didn't have to record them, it looked like you were a very conservative bank. And then you look at in the back room, and there's all these crazy bets going on with these young traders on their computers. And it's completely insane. That's what happened in 2008 when the banks almost went down. And then I think it's coming very fast to us today. So that is your definition of derivative, according to Bix.
Thank you. And so if these don't exist, how does this hurt the market? How is this a bad thing for our financial system and economy as a whole.
And that's a great question because I mean, when like the credit default swaps were invented, they were invented by J.P. Morgan back in the 90s, and what it was is a way to ensure that a certain credit, a certain company is going to stay in business and live up to their obligations. And insurance companies would basically offer these things called credit default swaps that would say, okay, if this company fails, we'll pay off the debt. So you're kind of having two credits on the line, and they charge a little amount of money for that credit default swap. So a bank could buy that credit default swap and say, okay, I own a credit default swap on this company that I lent money to going belly up, so I can't lose. If they go under, I collect on the credit default swap. That's fine when it's just one or two people in the transaction. The problem is these things, credit default swaps, got so popular because the banks didn't have to record it as any kind of a ding against their balance sheet. They started trading them back and forth. That's when it gets really silly. So you take a derivative, which is the credit default swap, you trade it back and forth, creating more and more derivatives, and it just gets blown out of proportion. That's how you get into the trillions of dollars. So it's not necessarily the underlying product. It's not the first derivative. It's all the times it gets bought and sold and traded by these crazy high-frequency traders out there. That's when it became a real problem in 2008, because even if it was just one credit betting on another credit to stay in business with an insurance company, all like AAA rated companies, the actual credit default swap was being bought and sold by people who had no credit. So 20 people could lose, and then they say, oh, I don't have the money to pay it. Nobody thought this AAA company would go bust. And that's when the cascading effect happens and all the banks crash into each other. And then you lose your checking account, your savings account, your 401k, and all that. So that's kind of how it works. I hope
Wow,
does that make sense?
That does make sense. I hope it makes sense for everyone else.
Yeah, hey, there's I think in Instagram, can you put like chat? Is there any chat in there? You can say, well, can you define this? We do that on
Yes.
Instagram?
Yes, I am going to be posting on the Instagram stories, and people can watch those. And I'm going to be doing it's like a poll, so you can poll people, you can ask people questions. So I'm definitely going to be asking questions, and feel free to direct message if you would like to have a term featured on Word Wednesday, or you want me to, talk to Bix about a certain term. Feel free to reach out on there. There's going to be multiple avenues for people to really reach out and interact with me, and then interact with you.
That's awesome. And I want everybody, hey, pull out your Instagram account if you have one. I use my phone, and just look up, what's it, at Bix Weir?
Yes.
And it's BIXWEIR, all one word.
All lowercase, no spaces.
It's got my little cartoon man.
Bix's cartoon thumbs up.
There it is. It looks really cool, and it's gonna have. And Paige, tell us about. So I was, me and all my brilliance, I was messing around with it, and I'd click on the first thing. It says, "Be wise, hodl," and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But there was all kinds of other things under it that I didn't hit, and there's more explanation and discussion. Why don't you tell people how to use Instagram, because old people like me don't even know how to use it.
So first, make sure you follow us, and on the top of your home screen on your Instagram page will be the stories. And if you click on the stories, that's where you'll see new updates or questions, or where you can interact with the polls that we'll be posting. And then on the actual post itself, usually it'll have like a sentence, and then it'll say read more or more. I can't remember right now exactly what it says, but click on that, and then it'll pull down into the entire caption and what the word is, or what we're defining, or whatever I'm talking about on that specific post. So make sure you hit more, and then sometimes they will
get more.
Yeah, sometimes I'll ask a question, and I would love to hear your guys' comments, or your responses in the comment section. And then also make sure you double tap the picture to like the picture, so we get, people know that you're interacting with our account, and that we can grow our following and reach more people.
And don't forget, you get to see more of Paige coming up. I said, hey, I'm on board with this. If you are the one explaining to people how this all works, because obviously I'm a little older than you, Paige, but your crowd is so damn smart, and they're looking for answers to all these things that are happening. So I think you're going to do a great job explaining to the world what I've been trying to do for 20 years now. I have more faith that you're doing it than it took me so long to get even halfway to where I am now. And I think you're just going to kick some ass. So everybody, go on Instagram if you have an account. If you don't have an account, set up an account. Go on Instagram. Bix Weir, at Bix Weir is the Instagram channel. Is it called a channel?
It's an Instagram page.
Page. That's our page. Yeah, Paige's page. And then Paige will be doing that and a lot more, and you can do like short videos on that also, can't you?
Yes, there is if you go to Bix's page and you slide over, there will be an IGTV or Instagram TV, and we can post longer videos on that section of Instagram. So we're going to be posting some new videos there, going into some of the content that's already up on the Road to Roota, like the golden oldies and the explanation of what the Road to Roota theory is. Because once people understand what that is and how you figured that out, I think it'll be a lot easier for people to get on board with the content that you have. And that's really my mission here, is to just bring people in, expose the truth, and kind of red pill as many people as we can.
Yay!
And, one more feature on the Instagram page is if you go to Bix's Instagram page, there's a bio section where it'll say his name and Road to Roota, and it has a little description of what the page is about. And then underneath that, it says link tree, and it should be like a blue link. And that link will link you to RoadtoRoota.com, the private road, Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, music videos, Bix's iTunes account, and his email. So if you want like a one-stop shop for finding anything Road to Roota or Bix Weir related, just hit that link tree and you will be able to find it.
You are on fire, Paige. That is awesome. I'm so glad to officially announce the launch of the Instagram page, and Paige is in charge of this page. So you're going to be hearing more and more from Paige as this process goes. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Paige.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to see all of you and build a community with more Road to Roota followers. And if you're in like the older generation and you want your younger kids or anyone that you know to be exposed to this information that is digestible and easy to understand, please send them to the Instagram page, and I can't wait to interact and see all of you there.
Good job, Paige. All right, you people, make sure you go to the Instagram page and follow it. You don't like it, you follow it, right?
You follow it and you like the pictures and you comment on the pictures.
There you go. You heard it right from the Paige's mouth. All right, Paige, thank you for joining us. You guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.